Okay, hello everyone. Today we're going to talk about the strategic plan in our meeting, the 13th meeting. Okay, you can have the further reading in the book Social Media for Strategic Communication. Okay, we'll start the class. Okay, first is the definition. Strategic planning is the systematically plan to explain how brand or corporate solve the problem, get profit and opportunity, and also to explore the new potential. And then how? We have to know first that the vision of the company, like how the key element to get the objective of the company. And we also have to do the environmental scan that consider some factors like politics, law, economic, and technology, consumer, and also the social factors. And then we have to make a social media strategy to get an understanding about what is happening in the previous time. And then we have also to identify the issue and the challenge, and also the gap for the opportunity and the advantages. We should also concern about the brand voice, that tone, personality, and the unity that will be represented by the company brand. Okay, and we also need to have the focus of the client and company, see the success fact, the success story of the organization, with a unique brand voice. Also the social media management, and for the society today, we also need to give them an education about our product and services. And to design the strategic planning, we also need to do the analysis of the media channel, like we have the abbreviation here, so paid to the media, and also unpaid media, share the social media. And we also have to look for the media that fully controlled by the company. In social media communication audit, for example, we will know the company social media management, the policy, procedure, and their interpretation within the society. And then beside the internal, we also need to see the external part, like how the relationship and communication channel evaluate the campaign and the audience response, do the competitor analysis to have a brief interpretation about the social media character. And we also need to do like research about brand, organization, person, to have deeper understanding about why and how it can be help us to implement the strategy. As we know, the analysis of strategy, we usually use the SWOT analysis that consists of strength, weakness from the inside of the organization, and we have to see also in outside the organization to have the opportunity and also the trade in the social media. Okay, so we have here the guidance about 6S. Okay, first is content. So we need to plan the content of the strategy, and then we also have to explore about the community, their culture, conversation, have a creativity and also connection. Okay, first we will talk about the content. As we know that the content have to be very specific to the audience target. We need to do some research about the audience needs, like maybe we have to know their preference, their location, and then their type of using social media and when they use the social media. So by identify their character, we can provide the best social media content when you will deliver the content and how you deliver the content. We also have to pay attention to the writing style, the grammar, and also the writing. We also use like maybe a text using in the content to make the content more attractive to the audience. Okay, and then next we have to learn about the community, and we need to know about their preference, their value, and their character. We should consider like, do they want to accept the content when they have time to accept the content, and probably we need to have a knowledge about which the consumer that like to participate in a content, or they just want to be passive, like just consume the content without do any active action. And we also need to learn about the culture, like how the audience have some habit, their ethic and practice, their experience and their trust, that sometimes have influenced by their workplace and their brand, trusted brand, or even their community. So in this part, we have to consider like maybe different people have different cultures, so we need to maybe considering our content before we distribute it to them. And then we also need to have a look at conversation. We have to give something that important to them, meaningful, and sometimes give emotion. So consumer usually, okay, in maybe in your experience also, if the salesperson give too much promotion, hard selling, sometimes it will make the consumer frustrated, and then they cancel their motive to buy our product or services. And then the creativity factor. In this part, we need to have an engagement in our conversation with the audience, with the consumer. So sometimes people need to be attracted in a new way. So we have to provide innovation in our content. So the consumer will think that this is a new thing that I want to read it further, or maybe I want to interact with them So there will be an engagement with the society or the consumer with the company. Okay, and then the last one is the connection. This is important for us, that making conversation is not just respond or maybe giving like something like that, but it is need more than that. We have to have a discussion with the consumer, and then we also have the obligation to give a responsive answer, and then we have to handle the problem correctly, giving them solution, and also sometimes give insight to the consumer. So I hope you have a better understanding about making strategic plan, especially for the content. And after this part, you can try to fill the quiz on the LMS, and we will have a further discussion and see the example of how we write the strategic plan, and we try to implement it in the class project. Okay, thank you for your attention for this meeting. I will maybe meet you again in the next meeting. Okay, thank you and goodbye.